because we don't like the particular name that showed up. And I strongly disagree with you because I feel that my personal opinion of that particular person should not enter into this because of the fact that whether I feel that he will get along with the present people, just because, go along to get along, that's not the democratic way.
That's not what I said either. Don't misconstrue what I said.
Sometimes the best thing is when you get somebody on there that has a little initiative, that stirs things up a little bit, that has a little divergence and difference of opinion, okay? In this particular case here, I feel that we are doing a great injustice if we do not move those two people up to the full voting membership on that committee. And I feel that we're going to discourage other people from applying for all kinds of different positions in the town of North Reading. They're going to be thoroughly discouraged because it's going to boil down to a personality type thing as to whether I like them or don't like them, or whether I think that they're going to go along with my views and philosophy. And I think that's the wrong attitude to take, and I think that's what we're saying right now. Both the school committee and the selectmen, if we do not do it that way, that's what we're saying to people. If you don't fit, don't bother applying. Because we're just going to go out and we're going to just keep looking and looking and looking until we get the person we want. And I think that's a disservice to the taxpayer and to the residents of the town of North Reading.
So Dana, you're going to tell us who to vote for then? We should vote for those two people. You're going to tell us that's what you want us to do?
Yes, I feel that they should. I feel that they should be voted for on the basis of the fact that they came forward, they served in that capacity. Okay, and unless somebody can come up and say that this particular person committed a felony or what have you that would actually be detrimental to the town of North Reading, I feel they should be given a chance.
All right, I just want to know who to vote for.
That's one of the problems. I don't like the sarcasm, okay? I'm trying to do a job representing people out there.
So's everybody else at this table.
Well, if he can do it without being sarcastic.
You can have an honest difference of opinion.
You are being sarcastic.
Excuse me. There's nothing wrong. This is a divergence of diversity of opinions, which is fine. But each one of us has been elected to appoint these people, and we each have one vote. So we're going to exercise that. Mr. Murphy.
Mr. Chairman, are we voting on associate members as well?
No.
No.
So what happens with the existing associate members?
They remain.
If they don't move up, they remain on the committee as associate members.
Correct.
And what about an applicant?
School committee.
There's 4 applicants, 2 positions.
The school committee would be more than happy to put that on our agenda next time we might be ready to discuss.
And again, as a matter of policy and practice, when it comes to the school building committees, the charge generally comes from the school committee this way, while we're the joint appointing authority. It's under their jurisdiction and responsibility to spearhead the effort.
By Massachusetts general law.
By Mass General Law. So we don't have the authority. Yeah, we don't have the authority to do that.
Just want to clarify that.
Mr. Reitmeyer.
I'd just like to make a statement that I don't think that these 2 associate members should not be voted up just because they're not 100% in favor of this one on school. And that is the sole purpose for them not being voted up.
I will comment that the entire school committee has given due consideration to all 4 applicants.
I still stand on my statement.
And I still stand on my statement.
I don't believe that.
I'm sorry that you feel that way, Mr. Reitmeyer.
No, and again, Mr. Haas.
Just a comment. Mr. Reitmeyer was saying here about not voting for somebody because they don't pick a side. The politicking going on in this room right now, listen, you're saying that they're trying to stack it. You, and you are trying to stack it your way. It's politics. Let's face it. You're all playing politics. And right down we're getting back to, it's the school. I only know one of the candidates' name recognition, and I'll tell you, I wouldn't want that person on the committee for one reason. Because of one letter they wrote to the transcript that was so skewed about what they talked to a person at the state office was, I wouldn't trust that person's opinion. I couldn't. I called the person the next day after I read that ad. That guy was outside himself. I mean, he goes, I never said it. She took it out of context. Now, if that's the kind of person your group is trying to railroad into a position, I, as a taxpayer, say, I'm sorry, I have trouble with somebody who has to skew somebody else's comment to try to get their point across. All right, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, that person, I would really, as a taxpayer, have a hard time accepting their word, or if they were telling me how to spend my tax dollars. That's my concern.
And again, you know, the presumption is, you know, everybody's going to question everybody else's motives as to why they're voting. I'll be happy to tell anybody. As I said earlier, judge me by who I vote for, not who I didn't vote for. And judge me on the job that they do, not the job that someone else could have done. My job is to put a group of people together, not necessarily all like-minded, and not necessarily all politically in tune with whatever my philosophy may be individually. In the past, I have done that, and I was happy to vote for Mr. Reitmeyer to be on the police station building committee. He's doing a great job. And again, he and I have been at odds over the years, and that's fine. Respectfully at odds, and that's fine. So, you know, to say that I don't do those sorts of things, again, you can question it all you want. I'd be happy to justify my positions any day of the week and the people that I vote to appoint, because I think they've done a great job. And that's not to say that the people that are here also wouldn't do a good job. I'm looking to get a school building committee put together that's going to get the job done, get it done in the most cost-effective and timely way so the taxpayers get the most bang for their buck and the kids get the best education, the best school facilities they can at a reasonable cost. And that's what I'm here to do. Now, is there any other discussion or any other motion? And what we will do is I will do a roll call vote. I will ask each member of the school committee, the Board of Selectmen and School Committee, to mention 2 names. And if the town administrator, Linda, could keep tally, it'll be fine. All right. Any question? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote. It's printed here. Mr. Vino.
Mr. Scott Stimson, Mr. Shepard Spear.
Mr. Muldoon.
Mr. Scott Stimson and Mr. Shepard Spear.
Mr. Murphy.
Scott Stimson, Kristen Carlson Ellis.
Mr. Rowe.
Scott Stimson, Ellen Klug.
The chair votes Mr. Stimson and Mr. Spear. Mrs. Vaca.
Scott Stimson and Shepard Spear.
Mr. Jervy.
Jeff Spear and Scott Stinson.
Mrs. Colella.
Shep Spear, Scott Stinson.
Mr. Venezia.
Shep Spear and Kristen Carlson Ellis.
And Mr. Van Beaver.
Shep Spear and Eddie Blue.
Here's Mr. Stimson and Mr. Spear have been selected to serve on the elementary school building committee. We appreciate your willingness to serve. We appreciate the interest of the other applicants too. And again, the school committee will entertain the applicants as far as associate membership. And we think we have a lot of work to do. We appreciate the time and effort that it's going to take, not just on your part, but on your family's part, sacrificing your time. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
All right, we have item number 10. Martins Pond Union Baptist Church, waive fees. Request for waiver of fees. This folder, I'll do this one. We have a request. Board of Selectmen, the Mount Pond Union Baptist Church hereby request exemption from fees from Building Department and Board of Appeals for the removal of existing porch and stairs and the installation of a new deck and stairs at the parsonage of the church at 4 Cogswell Road. This work is to be done by members of the church. We trust this meets with your approval. Thank you. Lois Bennett, church clerk. And Mr. Younger, amount, total of about 20, 130, about $150 total?
No, actually the total is $40 to waive, $20 for the building permit, and $20 for the Board of Appeals, because of the $70 fee that the Board of Appeal grants, $50 of it is for the advertising, which is mandatory.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr.
I move to waive permit fees in the amount of $40, $20 for building permit, and $20 for Board of Appeals for Martins Pond Union Baptist Church.
Second. Duly made and seconded. Any discussion? Again, this has been the practice of the board for local churches to waive the fees, the building permit fees for the local churches. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Unanimous. Legal bills, 2001.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve legal bills for May 2001 in the amount of $14,658.11 as follows. Copman and Page, PC General, $10,858.11. Copman and Page, PC Labor, $3,800. Total $14,658.11.
Second. Motion duly made and seconded. Any discussion? Mr. Rowe.
Yeah, no, I guess I can't answer.
Okay.
I'm afraid it might be in conflict.
All right, we'll consider it not asked.
Not asked.
Okay. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Those opposed? Opposed? We got 4 in favor, 1 no.
Not in favor or abstaining?
Are you abstaining or not abstaining?
No, I'm not in favor.
She's not in favor.
Hold on, I can't.
Item number 12, update on the J.T. Berry. Mr. Younger is the chair of the J.T. Berry Reuse Committee, and is going to give the board an update as to the status of all the proposals and where the committee's at and where we go from here. Mr. Younger.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The J.T. Berry Committee last Thursday evening with Mr. Murphy as the liaison in attendance at the meeting voted to recommend 2 of the proposals to the State Division Capital Asset Management to review and consider for the disposition of the property. As the town is aware, this is a state-owned property. The town does not own it. The state makes the final determination about who is the one who will be acquiring the property and such. A number of years ago, approximately 14 acres of the site was conveyed to the town for recreational and watershed protection uses. There's approximately 90 acres of that parcel left that is owned by the state. Originally, when the RFP was circulated from the state received 8 proposals for the property. 3 were eliminated because they did not fit the criteria of the RFP. 2 were religious uses, 1 was a residential use, so they were immediately eliminated. 5 proposals were reviewed. They had presentations, public presentations. They were the Capital Group properties, Brookside Corporate Center, also known as the Duffy Brothers, Gutierrez Company, National Development, and Waterford Development. They were reviewed by the committee, and a vote was taken last week to recommend the first choice and the second choice. First choice was the Gutierrez Company, and the second choice was Brookside Corporate Center, also known as the Duffy Brothers. Both of these are basic first-class office projects. They do address traffic mitigation issues in Route 62. They also address, which is a very important issue for the town, use of a sewage treatment facility on the property to be constructed by the developers. Um,